Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning into my channel today. Today I'm going to be doing a first impression / review of the Maybelline Tattoo Studio Waterproof Brow Gel. This is a brow product to fill in your brows, give you some definition. If you want to hear my thoughts about this product, then just keep on watching. So let's see what we're working with here. I have the Maybelline Tattoo Studio brow gel. This is supposed to be waterproof, and it's also claiming that it can last up to 2 days. I wouldn't wear it for that long. I wash my face every single day. I wouldn't recommend leaving makeup on your face overnight, but it claims, you know, if you need it for 2 days, it claims that it will last for those 2 days. So the color that I have is in medium brown. I purchased this a while ago, and this is before I dyed my hair, so hopefully that this will still work. So this is what the little tube looks like, just like this. And then it also comes with a little spoolie, which actually might be useful because I don't have one in front of me. So I'm going to go ahead and try these out. So let's take a look at what the wand looks like. Okay, so it's like this little dome shaped applicator with, it looks like it's got like hairs kind of poking through it. I really don't think that this is going to give you a very precise application, but we'll try it. I'm probably just going to end up picking up the product with a little brush, a little angled brush like this. This kind of a little brush really helps get precise little brow strokes and also precise definition on your brow. So how about we get started here? I do have my mirror here. I'm gonna go ahead and do one brow using just the brush. I'm gonna clean off a little bit of it just to make sure that if it doesn't work out that I don't have a ton of product. Now you really don't want to mess up if this claims to be waterproof, because then it's probably going to be a little bit more difficult to take off. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to go ahead and just start applying it to my right brow. And I'm not pressing too much on the applicator. I'm just kind of lightly brushing the hairs of my brows through with the product. And actually it looks like it's filling in really nicely. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's definitely providing me with some color. And the color, this color that I picked actually looks to match my brow hairs pretty perfectly. Again, this one was in, medium brown, and it looks to match pretty well. The color goes on very, very softly, and I actually really like that. I know it's a trend to have these really bold, sharp Instagram brows, but personally, I don't like that kind of look on myself just because I feel like it looks really harsh and kind of manly. And I really don't like that look. So I went ahead and just applied it very lightly on the brows, just using very tiny product and just kind of stroking through the brow hairs. What I tried to do was like kind of push the little brush against the areas where they're kind of sparse to kind of fill it in with color so that those areas kind of darken up. And this is so far the outcome of the brow just using this little applicator. Now surprisingly it's a pretty clean application using this applicator. I didn't find that it was messy or that it bled or feathered, and my brow still looks pretty defined. So that's pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and try the other brow. I'll go ahead and move the mirror this way so you guys can kind of see. But this time I'm going to pick up a brush with the product and see how that works out for me. So I'm just going to take the little brush and I'm gonna just dip this. I picked up a pretty good amount of product, and I'll go ahead and start from the tail end of the brow, only because I like the end of the brow to be darker than the center of the brow or the front. So we'll go ahead and start on that end, and I think I pressed a little too hard, so it kind of applied like this line right here. I'm going to see if I can kind of push it out. I'm just going in and kind of feathering the brush through on the sparse areas. Now I can definitely see that harshness where I pressed the powder or the product a little too, I put a little too much pressure. So now I'm just going to go in with the spoolie that they provided and just try to blend it out. And it looks like it did. So as long as you get to it before it dries, it looks like it will blend out pretty easily. So I already ran out of product, so I'm going to go ahead and pick up a little bit more onto the brush, and I'm going to keep going through and just kind of lightly feathering. It does seem to feel a little bit more difficult to apply with a brush. With the actual applicator, I was just able to kind of lightly brush it through, and it applied the product really nicely. With this one, with the brush, it kind of pushes it a little bit heavier, and you definitely need some control. The product itself, when you press it on the skin, it feels almost kind of like tacky, so it doesn't just kind of glide very easily. So just keep that in mind. If you're used to using a brush with product and like a pomade, then this would probably, be really easy to apply. But I don't normally use pomades. I'll use, things that are softer, like a pencil that I can kind of brush through, because I do like more of a lighter brow. But so far it's not applying it dark. It looks pretty good. So I'm just going to continue pushing the product through on any of the sparse areas and bring it all the way down. So that's probably as deep as I like my brows. On camera, they're showing up a lot lighter, but in person, they look pretty well defined. I'm also finding that this product helps brush the hair, like keep it in place, because they kind of feel a little bit stiff. So I like that because I tend to have longer hairs and I don't like them moving around throughout the day. But just for purposes of the video, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can deepen up the color by building up the product. Comparing the two, I would say that using the actual spoolie made it a lot easier and faster. On my brows, it didn't seem to have a problem with bleeding or feathering or not being able to get preciseness. On the side where I used the brush, it did take me a little bit longer, but I can tell that the color is showing up a little bit deeper. So really it's just going to depend on your preference, but overall so far this product seems very, very good. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of deepen up the ends of the brows to see if we can build up the color, and just push the product through. I also like how the product looks really, really natural. It doesn't look harsh like a pomade. It can tend to look a little bit heavy right on application, and this one does not. And I don't know if that has to do with the color, the color being a pretty good match to my own brow hairs. But so far, so good. So I was able to build a little bit of the color up. It looks like once you get the color of the actual product, that's pretty much as deep as you're going to get it. So if you like more of a defined brow, I would say pick up a couple of different shades. That way you can kind of use a deeper shade on the ends of your brows and then use a lighter shade towards the front of the brow. And once this dries, they do feel a little crispy. And so you might want to be careful with that. The product may end up kind of bunching or flaking. So far, I don't see that happening, but if you're using more of a heavy hand than I tend to do and using more product, it may be possible that the product can build up. But this is pretty much as heavy as I want to go. I would say this is a really neat product. I really, really like this. It was very simple to use. This is a very affordable product. The color looks really good. Both ways were very easy to apply. It gives you a very natural looking brow, but it's still pretty defined. This is a really good product. I'm very, very impressed by it. And I only use very little, so I imagine that this is going to last you quite a bit of time. So in this product, you get 0.23 fluid ounces. Looks like they have 4 shades in blonde, soft brown, which is the one I used, medium brown. Actually, no, I used medium brown, not soft brown. than deep brown. The colors that they went with seem to be the most universal tones. So I think that, you know, anyone would pretty much be able to find something that works for them. And because they do have deeper and lighter shades, you're able to go ahead and pick up different colors if you like that gradients in your brows where you have the darker on the end and the lighter on the front. This is definitely a surprisingly good product. I say surprising because it's hard to find really good products at the drugstore, at least for this quality, this kind of quality. I would say that this performs just as good as a high-end product. Those are my thoughts on this product. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. This is definitely a product that I would recommend if you can't already tell by the video. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If you've tried it and you love it, also comment down below. But I think this is a great product. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.